How are you this morning, Kay?
I'm doing really well. What about yourself? I'm sitting here with a sweatshirt on and you're sitting there, no sleeves.
It's been busy this morning at home.
All right, I'll give you that.
Yes. So, I thought we'd start this morning. There's two things I really want to discuss today. Firstly is thyroid problems. So, Hashimoto's, Graves' disease, exhaustion, metabolism, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So basically, and the second thing I want to discuss is heart disease, because there's been a new study that has come out. And this has actually happened several times over the last 4 years, where studies have come out showing a link between male pattern baldness and heart disease. But anyway, we'll chat about that a bit later on and give some tips for better cardiovascular health. But firstly, with the thyroid.
Okay.
Yeah, so firstly, the thyroid is a little hormone that sits in your throat. Yep, that's right. And many people are very unaware they even have a thyroid until doctors start testing their thing called TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, and it starts getting out of balance.
Right.
And the usual reason that doctors will check for this is if someone comes in saying, I am so tired, I can't get through my day, I've changed nothing with my diet in the last 6 months and I've put on 10 kilos. So that sort of thing, So usually it's weight gain and exhaustion that are the main triggers for doctors to look at thyroid issues.
Okay.
Part of the thing from a naturopathic perspective is the range is quite large. So I think medically they look for it to be anywhere between 0.5 and 5, and basically within that range, you don't need medication. Now, once again, I've got no problem with that. I don't think people should be medicated earlier than they need.
Yes.
So if you go on a thyroid hormone drug before it's time for you to do that, you might actually be speeding up the process of your thyroid deteriorating faster. So it's not a good idea if the doctor doesn't recommend you to take thyroid drugs to actually do it. So that's the first thing. But nonetheless, these are things you can imagine, like just, I don't know, every second client who sort of we see naturopathically is complaining of poor sleep, exhaustion, weight gain. It's so common these days.
Okay.
And most people have, well, I suppose naturopathically, unless someone is the sort of person who comes in naturopathically for everything, most people have been through the ringer. They've sort of had lots of tests, been to specialists, and quite often, once again, aren't in that category where anything can be done medically at this point. So just a couple of cool little things that people can try if they're feeling this. If there's thyroid issues in the family, you suspect there's thyroid stuff going on, but it hasn't been diagnosed yet, there's a couple of really simple minerals that you can take. So one's called iodine.
Yeah.
And then there's a protein, called tyrosine. So the mineral iodine and the protein tyrosine are the two things you need to make thyroxine in your body. Thyroxine is the hormone that your thyroid creates that helps your metabolism to work.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very interesting.
So therefore, that alone, can start to change people's lives if they are deficient in those, and that's what they need. There's another few little minerals that things like iodine and selenium and zinc, that combination of things helps to convert an inactive form of thyroxine to an active form that's more useful. Now, I don't even mean the T4 is, so T4 is inactive and T3 is active. But babies actually require a massive amount of T4 in the womb. So it's not actually useless or anything. We just need more of the T3 as adults. So, but in order to convert T4 to T3, we need nutrients, zinc, iodine, selenium, magnesium, things like that. So therefore, even you can imagine if you were to get a good quality multi-mineral or something like that and start using that, once or twice a day in order to just do like a wide variety, that can start helping. Sometimes it doesn't. Once again, you might not have a therapeutic dose in those things, but it's something you can start nice and cheaply and easily to see whether there's a shift in your body. With thyroid issues, do you know people who have had thyroid issues? Yeah. So there can be many symptoms associated with it. For women, their hair can start falling out. Their eyebrows can start thinning from the outside in. Hard to tell with women's eyebrows these days what is going on naturally.
Sure, yes.
So just about everyone comes into the clinic. I think, well, no thyroid problems there. No, only joking. So thinning from the outside in and thinning hair, that's a sign of thyroid disorders. Things like constipation, that can be a thyroid problem. Poor sleep, anxiety, depression, these can all be issues associated with thyroid problems. So if you imagine for a moment what the thyroid does, it actually has an effect on every single cell in your body. So every function requires thyroxine to work better. So it doesn't matter whether it's your heart or your kidneys or your liver, your detox organs, your digestion, not to mention your energy pathways. So the thyroid is really important for many, many things. And before you go see your GP, it's a good idea to actually look up the symptoms of thyroid problems, see whether or not you tick 6 or 10 of those symptoms, and make sure you mention them to the doctor. Even do a printout, because don't forget, doctors, they are very time poor. So you can't pick on your doctors for not knowing everything in that moment when they've got a busy day seeing so many people. So make sure that you're prepared to go see your doctor or your naturopath and have a list and sort of say, I suspect there might be something going along with this. At the very least, they can check things like your free T4, your free T5, so that's your inactive, your active thyroxins, as well as your TSH, your thyroid stimulating hormone. That's a really good start. From the naturopathic perspective, naturopaths can check you for minerals. We're more likely to do that than GPs are. It's just not within their usual thing that they do.
All right.
But yeah, so the thyroid stuff, that's just sort of a little starting. And funnily enough, the baldness might actually link into our next little bit when we're going to chat a little bit about heart disease.
Take a short break, and then we will be back after I play a few songs and other housekeeping duties that I have to do.